Before we go cruising today, I wanted to take 10 seconds to introduce you to my online shop, Art by Anna Marie. It is a safe, secure website where you can pick up beautiful gifts and support my artwork as well as other people that live and work on the waterways. We offer UK and international delivery. Buy from artbyannamarie.com today to support great ideas and a great creative community. There is a link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the Narrowboat experience. I'm Kath.
I'm Anna Marie, and today we are hightailing it down the Worcester and Birmingham Canal in search of a diesel bubble fireplace.
We've located a boatyard that may do the install for us, so we're going there to get a quote. Hopefully it'll be within a ballpark figure that we're comfortable with.
Yes.
And we've ordered provisionally the stove, and hopefully all the planets will align, and within 3 to 4 weeks we will have a constant source of heat.
You may notice from our attire that we are in the beginnings of winter, so we do not have a fireplace at the moment. We're wearing jumpers and we have central heating, so we're okay. We just feel that a fireplace that could continually heat the boat at a nice level would behoove us at this time of year, so that's why we're doing it. And we've left our run a little bit late.
We did have a discussion between the two of us about not bothering with a fireplace, and the alternate plan was to get a thermostat controller for the Webasto central heating. And I then discovered that it's not best practice to have a thermostat control on the type of Webasto that we've got, which is the Thermo Top C, because apparently it doesn't cope well with constantly turning on and off. You're better off turning it on, leaving it run, and then turning it off.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing, and it heats the boat up.
Yeah. We've only needed to run the central heating for about 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
We went from about 10 degrees internal temperature, it was about 5 degrees outside, and up to, I think, 20?
Yeah,
within
20.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is really good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly confident that when we get the stove installed, that we'll be nice and toasty this winter.
We don't know if these guys are going to do it. We thought we would bring you guys along as well to share in the journey of installing a diesel bubble fireplace on a narrowboat. We really wanted to share that with you. So come along.
First phase, I don't think quite any choice, and they wanted to try doing more magic.
What's that, you say?
Oh, I've never seen that moving.
Canal.
Already?
Yeah, we just turned onto the Stratford Canal and we have our first lock and it's already up and it's a guillotine lock.
We've never done a guillotine lock before, so it's interesting
I try
to see.
I try to stay away from anything with guillotine in the label.
we don't actually have to do anything at this lock. It's a stop lock. So
Yeah.
I guess it's only used if the water level is different between this section of canal and that section.
I get really anxious when it's things we haven't done before, but you're quite excited.
Well, no, because we don't have to do anything. I just have to get through the gap.
I'll show you guys. Well, I hope we don't have to do anything. Travelled about 3 hours to go and see this boatyard, and it just always strikes me as quite funny how when you're making an appointment on a boat to get a quote or something, it's 3 hours away, but if you were in your house and you were like, oh, I need to get a quote, and they were like, yeah, sure, we're the other side of England.
You know what they would also do? Get in their car and come see you.
Yeah.
If you're in a house.
Yeah. Kath has this thing about how it's very hard to get quotes on the canal because we always have to go to them. But people are very busy, which is good.
Yeah.
A tunnel that you can see the end.
Yeah, the tunnel we went through yesterday that unfortunately we couldn't film because the battery was flat. was super long and super dark.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes. This one's meant to be 7 minutes.
I'm going to try and beat it.
Are you?
No.
I love it when you can see the end of a tunnel. I think I've got a little bit of residual anxiety from the other tunnel.
Netherton Tunnel.
Netherton Tunnel was horrible. Chirk Tunnel last year. If you haven't seen our ordeal through Chirk Tunnel, we'll put a click at the top here and you can go back and watch that. Tunnels are dark
Awesome.
and cold.
And awesome.
Do you love them?
I've decided to.
Make it do you make
I've done
it.
4 in like 3 days.
Yeah.
This is a great area if you want to do a tunnel challenge,
Yeah.
because you could get them all done in one day.
Yeah. The IWA should do a silver propeller tunnel challenge. All the tunnels in the United Kingdom. See who wants to do that, minimalist.
Me!
So Brantwood Tunnel, not so bad. You can see how bad a tunnel is by how wet the top of the boat gets.
This one's quite dry.
Yeah, not so bad.
I do prefer a 2-way tunnel
Yes.
when there's no boats coming the other direction. We've been quite lucky recently. They've all been 2-way tunnels and no boats have been coming in the opposite direction.
We've been so lucky all through summer, spring, summer and autumn. It hasn't actually been that busy on the canals. Or
It was quite busy on the Trent and Mersey around the Stone area, I thought.
That's true. Yeah.
But it wasn't busy on the Staffs and Worcestershire
Not at
particularly,
all.
was it?
No.
And it hasn't been busy on the Worcester and Birmingham, even though we went past 3 or 4 hire base companies.
Yes.
The bases for 3 or 4 hire boat companies. Amazing news, you may not have seen this yet. We have recently acquired a special little door for the cats.
Yay!
They call it the what do they call it?
They call it the lazy cat
Lazy human
slave.
door.
Can't open the big door anymore because they still sit at the big door meowing.
But they also sit at the little door meowing, and then you have to go and lift up the flap. But they know how to get in and out because they used to have a cat flap and they
Yes.
recognised it straight away.
Yes.
So we're able to keep the door shut all the
Yeah.
time to keep the heat in,
Yeah.
and the cats can go in and out as they please as long as the cat flap is open,
Yes.
because we did get one that locks.
Yeah. We've also put the vent back on top of the cat flap. We're thinking about BSS and we didn't want to get rid of a vent. The cat flap will not count as a vent even though it is quite drafty. So we don't 100% know how well this boat passed the BSS as far as vents go. So we just thought better to stay safe, and even though it's not very aesthetically pleasing and it's very asymmetrical, we decided to put the vent back in. Alright, so we're quite nervous about this diesel quote. We mentioned it's not our first quote. We had a really good quote from somebody who was too far away and couldn't travel to us. We had a really obscene quote from somebody who was right next to our boat, and we decided not to go with that quote because it kind of felt like they had given us a ridiculously high price so that they didn't have to do the work.
So we gave them what they wanted.
Yeah. So we've also rang different companies and rang different recommendations, and people are either in the wrong area or they're a little bit nervous about installing a diesel fireplace. And I think one of the reasons is because of the gravity feed. Everybody mentions the gravity feed, and we're quite lucky because it's not going to be a very long run into the lounge room where we want to have the fireplace. So I'm really hoping. These guys sounded the most positive interaction I've had so far with a boat yard over the phone about installing a diesel fireplace. They sounded quite optimistic. They did, in all honesty, say it isn't our specialty, but we'll give it a go. But you know what? We just have to kind of check and see. And so we're a little bit nervous about the quote, because if these guys can't do it, we have to go back to the drawing board and look at the boatyards on our route again and power on and just keep the central heating going.
Which is especially tricky because we don't really have a route at the moment.
No, well, our route is boatyard to boatyard.
Yeah. Boatyard to boatyard, avoiding the winter closures.
Yeah. We'll end up on the Grand Union at this rate.
That was that way, I think.
Oh.
Hat and fly. We could get our revenge.
We must be coming up to the boatyard because it's a blind corner with several boats moored up next to each other.